Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Assalatu Wassalamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya wal Mursaleen. This is Mujeeb Kazi, and you're watching VOKTV. We have a special segment on Washington Roundtable. I'm joined by someone who's very inspirational. Had served in Pakistan military, has received all highest level award from the military as well as in the civil sector, has served in many capacities. Beside that, he is such a humanitarian personality that can inspire many of us. So I'm joined by a very special and very honorable guest with us, Brigadier Sarfraz, who has been a leading figure in Almustafa Trust. He has served as a head of Bait al-Mal, one of the biggest organizations in Pakistan. But today we will discuss about Almustafa Trust that he is part of. Brigadier Sahab, first of all, Jazakallah Khair, and thank you so very much for giving the time to VOKTV. My first question would be, what is Almustafa Trust?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Kaisab, I am grateful to you that you, and thank you very much. But all you have said, it is all blessings of Allah. Allah gave me the direction and I continued. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He accepts what all I have done.
Ameen.
Now about Al-Mustafa, you have asked. Al-Mustafa, when I joined, actually my motivation was my teacher, in the army, you are impressed by the platoon commander in PMA who trains you. He becomes your mentor. My mentor in this case was General Ghulam Muhammad Malik. And in army, he is remembered in a very good words, a noble person. And in fact, he is the one who laid foundation of this Al-Mustafa Trust in Chaklala Scheme 3. After retirement from 10 Corps Commander, he was living in that vicinity of Chaklala Scheme 3. So he got, one day, he got together with a group of passionate people and he wanted to do something for the humanity. Very caring general. They got together in a local mosque, Jamia Masjid of Chaklala Scheme 3. And there they conceived this idea of how we can do some welfare work. It came to their mind that treating the ailing humanity is the best cause. For the reason, if the man is healthy, he can do his work. He can even worship Allah in the best possible way. So first of all, the patients should be looked after so that they are healthy, they can earn their living. At the same time, they worship Allah and they do something for others also. So that was the idea that came to their mind. And with that, they conceived that they establish medical centers in throughout country as a countrywide projects they wanted to take on. But initially they wanted to start with a very humble effort of establishing a dispensary in the same area where they were living. There is a poor locality known as Garibabad. So in the vicinity of Garibabad, one of the local philanthropists, he offered one small building that he had already constructed. In that they established this dispensary. So first of all, how they conceived the idea of this Al-Mustafa, because he himself is a very noble person, and his name is Ghulam Muhammad. When he is a servant of Muhammad, he is Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said that I should select any such name that, goes close by the name of our Holy Prophet. So, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So he selected this word Al-Mustafa. Mustafa means chosen. So Muhammad, he has chosen for himself and for the humanity another name of Muhammad, named after the attributed name of Muhammad to this Al-Mustafa Trust. He gave that name.
So as a firm believer and as a lover of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I would 100% be assured that because of the blessing of the name of Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a very short span of time have given so much strength and opportunity to serve in the far-flung areas of Pakistan. Last night in your presentation, you told us that you are treating over 1 million patients on an annual basis. I think that is remarkable for a trust that is a charitable trust and hundreds of employees, and your admin cost is not even 3 to 5%, which is unheard of for any organization. My question would be, Brigadier Saab, the blessing of name is obviously there, and then serving humanity, which is the core lesson that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam have taught Muslims. The question is, how can you humanly possible make the admin cost less than 5-6%? When I look at the other organizations around the world, mega organizations such as yours, I mean, the lowest I've seen number is maybe 13 to 15%.
Yes, I think it's a very valid question. But let me tell you, the spirit behind the project was such a noble spirit that the most of the people, those who joined Ghulam Muhammad Malik, he selected out of his friends, and his friends were equally noble, and they joined voluntarily. So first of all, and it is a group of officers, of the rank of brigadiers and generals, and then some of the lieutenant colonels, they are also there. Those who are well off in their life, through their professions, they got some good incentives, but they did not overspend. They wanted to spend in the way of Allah. So they got together, they volunteered like his own. Initially, one of his subordinate is a brigadier in a village called Dandasha Bulawal. He said, in my own village, I'll construct the building myself on my own land, and then I'll see if I can afford, I'll also pay the operational cost. Similarly, number of his other friends, like General Kazi Abid is another example in district Gujarat. He came forward, he said, in my village I'll do this. Similarly, there was Air Force General, he said, my village. So all these people, when they got together, and more so, General Ghulam Muhammad Malik also started the idea of going to the people for fundraisers. So he used to conduct those fundraisers himself. So he started this chain of fundraising get-togethers in Pindi, in Karachi where he was educated, and in Lahore in the big cities. And some philanthropists they were called. So when you keep the higher hierarchy, he also asked for most of the volunteers to come forward for various appointments in the head office. And most of them, they were volunteers. Like Brigadier was member administration. Like another, a person like me, although I joined later, but I was given planning and development. And also, then there is a man from the bank retired. He said, I'll voluntarily perform the task of financial advisor. So when the head office functionaries, most of them, they were working voluntarily. So there were no costs for the senior managements. Now come to the lower managements. In lower managements, we got the opportunity to select out of our retired soldiers and JCOs, the middle rank junior leaders of the army. So they also came almost from the market rate. They joined us substantially less pay and wages. So that was the reason this cost was kept very minimal. Now, next comes the major cost was employment of the doctors. Initially, because Pindi is such a place, and similarly Lahore and Karachi were retired, where there are the locations of our combined military hospitals. So from those combined military hospitals, we got volunteer doctors also to come and work after retirement. So they were also working without any wages, without any cost we had to pay them. So similarly, lady wives of some of the officers were doctors and they were sitting free at home, or they were just going to certain clinics for they said we are ready to work on a very less wages. Like if a doctor is getting outside 1,000, they said we will only charge you 30,000, 40,000. Like I can tell you even right now, 50% of our lady doctors working in our this Rawalpindi hospital,